Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about why do we have to use hash include stdio.h, our header file. So basically, whenever you are writing any program, you are using hash include stdio.h at top of your program, right? So why to use this? So this is technically called as header files. So why we have to use header files? Okay. So actually, why we have to use header file means header file contains declarations of variables, functions, and macros. That's why we have to use header files. Again, what header file contains? Header file contains declarations of variables, functions, and macros. We will discuss this clearly. Uh, uh, I'm writing some programs. Practically, we'll discuss all these points. Okay. But before this, we should know what is declarations. So before this, we should know what is declarations of variables, why we need declarations and all. Okay, no? Then only you can able to clear about header files. First, you should know clearly about declarations. Then only you can able to clear this header files. Okay, no? So what we are going to discuss today. So today's agenda is this. What is today's agenda? What is declarations? Means what is variable declarations, function declarations, and macro declarations. Next, why we need all these declarations. Next, what is header files and need of header files. Is header files are must to use, and what are macros and advantages of using macros. All these things we are going to discuss in today's class. Clear? Okay. Now see here. So what I'm doing here, just I'm writing some program vi space code1.c. Already code is available here. So what I'm doing here, I'm editing int here every time. Just consider the code. Now will you expect what is the output of this program? Will you expect what is the output of this program? The output of this program is error because we are not declared a, b, c, d, e, and r. If you are not declaring variables means then it is directly error. See here. So this is error. Okay, na? So what we have to do, we have to declare all the variables. How to declare? Before the variable, you can write int a. This is a declaration. Next, int b. Int b is a declaration. B equal to 20 is a initialization. A equal to 10 is an initialization. Okay. Next, int c equal to 30. Int d equal to 40. And int e equal to 50. Int result means r. Int r equal to a plus b plus c plus d plus e, and printing r. This time what is the output? This time no error because I declared all the variables a, b, c, d, e, r. So this time no error. Simply it will add 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What is the answer? 30 plus 20, 50, 50 plus 50, 100. 40 plus 10, 150 total. Okay. GCC space, or you can use CC also. Code 1.c dot slash a dot out. So you are getting 150 answer. So what is the conclusion from this? Without declaration, you will get error. You need to declare a variable first. Okay. So we'll discuss what is the use of declaration. Why we need to declare, that we'll discuss here. See here. See, int A, it is declaration. Int B, this is declaration. Character, char ch, it is a declaration. Short int I, it is a declaration. Double something like M, it's a declaration. Float F, it's a declaration. So all these are declarations. Why we need declarations? Why we have to declare first? So declaration, we are declaring something means it is for compiler purpose. What compiler will do? Based on your declaration only, it will decide how many bytes should be allocated at runtime. Tell me how many bytes for int in 64-bit compiler. Consider my system is 64-bit compiler. Then tell me how many bytes allocated for int? 4 bytes. So how many bytes allocated for this variable A? 4 bytes, because in 64-bit compiler for integer data type 4 bytes are allocated. How many bytes allocated for B? 4 bytes. Who is deciding this? 4 bytes to allocate, 4 bytes to allocate. Who is deciding this? Compiler is deciding. How compiler is deciding? With the help of this data types, with the help of declarations only, compiler will decide how many bytes should be allocated for the variable. Okay. Similarly, how many bytes allocated for ch? It's a variable which is a character data type. So how many bytes allocate? 1 byte should be allocated. Who is deciding this 1 byte should be allocated? Compiler will decide with the help of declaration. For short int, how many bytes allocated for I? 2 bytes. How many bytes allocated for M? It is double. Double means 8 bytes. So how many bytes allocated for F? F is float data type. How many bytes allocated for F means 4 bytes. So who is deciding this? Compiler is deciding. Is compiler allocating 4 bytes? No, just a compiler deciding how many bytes to allocate. But who is actually allocating memory for all these variables? Means operating system. Simply compiler will generate one table like this. Just for example, I am telling, compiler will generate one table like this. For A, 4 bytes allocate. For B, 4 bytes allocate. For CH, 1 byte allocate. For I, 2 bytes should be allocated, like that. So who will use this table means OS will use at runtime. While program in execution at runtime, OS will use this table and OS will check this table. So what OS will check? Allocate 4 bytes to A. So simply OS will allocate 4 bytes for A, like that. So OS will allocate 4 bytes for B. OS will allocate 1 byte for CH, 2 bytes for I, 8 bytes for M, 4 bytes for F. Who is allocating? OS will allocate. Who informing to OS to allocate these many bytes? Compiler generated this table. How compiler generated this table? With the help of declaration. Getting my point? If you are not writing int here, if you are not writing int here, if you are not writing char here, if you are not writing short here, if you are not writing double here and float here, this compiler decides how many bytes will allocate for A now. This is meaningless. Getting my point? That's why what is required? Declarations are required. I hope you are clear why declarations. Why declarations means compiler will decide how many bytes should be allocated for the variable with the help of declarations only. But compiler is not allocating memory, just compiler is deciding how many bytes should allocate for every variable, and it will generate one table at the compile time. So what the table contains, how many bytes should be allocated for each variable, that information contains in the table. Who will allocate to the who will allocate memory to all these variables means operating system at runtime. So this is the use of declarations. Declarations are for compiler purpose only. Who need declarations means compiler. Why compiler need declarations means to decide how many bytes should be allocated. So I hope this much clear everyone. Okay. Next. Next. What is declaration? Why we need declarations? Clear, I think. Next. What is the use of header file? What is the use of header file? See here. I'm not declaring the variables here. A, B, C, D, E, R. Okay. Just edit. I'm not declaring here all these variables. If you are not declaring means what you will get as an output? Definitely error. Declarations are important. Without declaration, compiler cannot decide how many bytes allocated for A, how many bytes allocated for B, for C and all. Okay, fine. But what I'm doing, I'm not declaring this. I'm declaring this in header file. You can use some file. VA space, consider Vishnu.h. I'm declaring that variables in one separately in a header file. So if you are declaring variables means declaration should be .h extension. If you are declaring variables, functions on or macros in a file, that file should be with the .h extension. Getting my point? So what is my file name? Vishnu is a file name. Extension is .h. What it contains? Declarations. So I'm declaring here simply int a comma b comma c comma d comma e comma r semicolon. So what I declared here, a b c d, see here double time comma, a b c d e r, I declared in a file. Which file? Vishnu.h file. Simply save this file and open your program code1.c. See here, if I compile this, definitely you are getting error because there is no declarations here. See, if you are compiling this, definitely you are getting error because no declarations. But see it again. I'm not going to declare. Simply I'm including the file. Simply I'm including the file. Which file? Vishnu.h file. See here. Vishnu.h. What Vishnu.h contains? It's a file. It contains declarations. Int a comma b comma c comma d comma r semicolon. Okay, no? Okay. See, this is user defined or predefined. Actually, header files are two types, user defined and predefined. This Vishnu.h is user defined header file. This stdio.h is predefined. Okay. For st to include the, I will discuss this predefined one. So If you are using predefined one means you have to use angular braces. If you are using predefined header file means, sorry, user defined header file means, if you are using user defined header file means you have to use angular braces. You have to use, sorry, you have to use double quotes. Don't confuse. If you are using predefined header file means you have to use angular braces. If you are using user defined header file means you have to use double quotes. See here. Simply what I'm doing here, hash include Vishnu Vishnu dot h, double quotes you have to use. What this Vishnu dot h contains? Declarations of A, B, C, D, R. A, B, C, D, E, R. Then no need to declare here again. Simply you are including the content of this file. Simply you are including the content of this file, right? Okay. See now. See, there is no error. See, once again, am I declare this? Am I declare A? Am I declare B? Am I declare C, D, E, R? No. I simply declared all these variables in Vishnu.h file. Yes or no? So that's why no error. Getting my point? Here I'm not declaring A, B, C, D, E, R. Where I'm declaring? Simply I'm declaring all these variables in Vishnu.h file. Simply I'm including that file. See here Vishnu.h file. Simply I'm declaring all these variables and I'm including all the declarations. Sir, what is the use of this? What is the use of this means? Once if you declare the variables in .h file, you can include that file in any program, not only this program. Getting my point? See, not only this program, I'm opening one more program, vi space code2.c. Already code2.c is available. Some vi space xyz.c. See here, hash include stdio.h int main function. I'm not going to declare variable. Simply I'm using a equal to 1 comma b equal to 2 comma c equal to 3 comma enough d equal to 4, and I want to print all the variables. Printf percentage d slash n inverted commas close comma a comma b comma c comma d. I will get error or not for this. Let's check it. cc space xyz.c. Definitely error because you are not declared this. So you have to declare this, or you can include this Vishnu.h header file. So it contains declarations. A, B, C, D, R declaration is already available. Okay, now. So simply what I'm doing here, simply include the header file. This is user defined. Vishnu.h is user defined. So that's why you have to use double quotations. Hash include Vishnu.h. Okay, now Simply this file will be this file will be included, this Vishnu.h file will be included to your program. Then no error. Getting my point? So you can access this file in any program. No need to declare every time. Once if you declare in a file, then you can include all the declarations. This much clear or not? Consider if I'm writing something like comma z equal to 9. Now tell me what is the output? The output is error because in Vishnu.h header file we are not declared z variable. Now it will give error. Z is not declared. Now what you have to do? Open Vishnu.h header file and declare one more variable, comma z. So now z also declared. Now open again, which one? xyz.c, and now execute this. gcc space xyz.c dot slash a dot out. So we're getting output. This much clear? So this is about variable declarations. This is about variable declarations. Next, macros. We'll discuss next macro. So I'm going to, in Vishnu.h header file only, I'm going to write macros. So macros are looking like this: hash define, age 25. Next, hash define something like salary, let's say 50,000. Okay. Hash define marks 100. So these are treated as macros. These are treated as macros. So where you declare these macros? You declare these macros in Vishnu.h header file. So it contains hash define age 25, hash define salary 50,000, hash define marks 100, hash define marks 100. Okay. See here. Sir, what is macro? Macro is very simple. Whenever you're using age in your program, simply in place of age 25 will be replaced. Whenever you are using salary in your program, in place of salary 50,000 will be replaced. Whenever you are using marks in your program, in place of marks 100 will be replaced. See here. So now in Vishnu.h header file, variable declarations are also there, macro declarations also there. We can simply use all these declarations in your file. Okay. Okay. Save this. And what I am doing in my program, vi space xyz.c program. Just a minute. So this is Vishnu .h header file and what it contains declarations. Okay. See here now. Just I'm printing printf %d /n inverted commas close comma salary. Next printf marks. Next printf age. This time age. Am I declared salary, marks, age in my file in .c file? No. Where I have declared this? I declared it in .h header file. Simply you can include Vishnu.h. Getting my point? Simply you can include Vishnu.h. Then what salary will print here? Salary will print this one. See here in Vishnu.h header file. So simply it will be replaced. 25 will be replaced with age. 50,000 will be replaced with salary. 100 will replaced with marks. So that's why it will work. GCC space xyz.c /a dot out. See here, no error. Simply it is printing. Getting my point? What header file contains? What Vishnu.h header file contains? Declarations of variables and declarations of macros. In whatever file, if you want to access, if you want to include that declaration, simply use Vishnu.h header file. Getting my point? One more one vi space abc.c. In abc.c, I want to print age, salary, marks. Consider I'm writing first hash include stdio.h and int main function printf %d comma salary printf %d comma age. This much enough. What is the expected output here? Definitely it will get error because you not declared salary and age. You declared salary and age in Vishnu.h header file, but you are not including that header file in your program. Then that is error directly. GCC space abc.c. Okay, what you have to do? You have to include that header file. How to include? Simply write. So this is predefined header file. This is predefined path. Sorry, user defined path. I'm the user. I only defined this int a, b, c, d, r has defined age 25. Everything I only wrote in Vishnu.h header file. So this is user defined. I am the user. Okay. So for user defined header files, we have to use double quotations. Hash include Vishnu.h. Okay. Now see what it will give. CC space abc.c. No error. Clear? Okay. Now Variables we declared in a .h header file and macros also declared. Now what is pending? Definitions we have to declare. Okay, macro definitions. Sorry, function declarations. Here in header file, variables we declared, macros we declared. Next we have to declare functions, not definitions. Don't confuse. We have to declare functions. See here, vi space code2.c. Yeah, this is a program. How many functions are there in this program? Main function, add function, and multiplication function. You are using add function and multiplication function, but you are not declaring this function, add and multiplication function, because just you are defining. C. CC space code2.c, enter, /a.out. See, it is not getting error, but it is getting warning. Compiler implicitly declaring these functions, right? So what you have to do? You have to declare these functions, then you will not get any warning. How to declare? What is the meaning of function declaration? Meaning of function declaration is what the function is taking as an input and what the function is returning. That you have to mention. So consider here add function. What are the inputs it is taking? Two inputs, A and B. These two inputs are which data type? Integer data type. So it is taking two inputs as integer and returning integer. Similarly, multiplication function also. What it is doing? It is taking two inputs as an integer and returning int. This we have to declare in our program. Or you can declare in header file and simply include that file. Because if you declare in header file, that simply you can include in any other file. Okay. Hash include Vishnu.h. Hash include Vishnu.h. But this Vishnu.h not contain these function declarations. You have to give now. So it will not work out. First we'll see. First we will declare these functions here, like int add, and it is taking int comma int. This is the function declaration. Which function declaration? Add function declaration. And what this add function is taking? Two inputs. Two inputs are integers. And what it is returning? Integer. So this is the meaning of declaration. Which declaration? Add declaration. Next, return type is int. Function name is multiplication, mul. And what it is taking as input? Int comma int. Whenever we start functions concept, then there you can clear it. What is meaning of function definition declarations? Okay, now as of now, just remember these two are function declarations. So whenever you are declaring function, what you have to specify? Name of the function, add, and what the function is taking. So what function is taking? Two inputs. Two inputs are integer data type, and what the function is returning. This is the meaning of function declarations. Okay, now all these functions are predefined or user defined functions. Main function is predefined or user defined functions. Don't think main is predefined. Main is user defined. Who is writing main definition? I am writing. I am the user. So main is user defined function. So add is predefined or user defined. Add is also user defined. I am the user. I am writing the add definition. So multiplication is also user defined. Getting my point? Now I declared add function and multiplication function. So you will not get any errors or warnings here. See, I'm not getting any error or warning also because I declared those functions. Getting my point? Now see, sir, I don't want to declare functions here. I want to declare these functions in header file. Okay, fine. Simply you can declare these functions in header file. Simply include the header files. Getting my point? Okay. And you can include sum and prod also. You can declare sum and prod also in that header file. Getting my point? VI space. What are the function names? Add and mul. Okay. VI space Vishnu.h. Here, see here. First we declared variables, then we declared macros. Now I'm declaring functions. What functions? Add function. So add function. I'm declaring what it is taking as an input. Add is taking two inputs, int comma int. And what this is returning? It is returning integer. So simply declare int. Next, one more function, multiplication. What it is returning? Int. Mul int comma int. Enough. So in Vishnu.h header file, I included, now I'm included add and multiplication function also. Int add of int comma int. These are function declarations. Int multiplication of int comma int. So if you observe in Vishnu.h user defined header file, I declared variables, I declared macros, and I declared functions. Okay, save this. Now open your program, code2.c. Here I am using functions, but I am not declaring functions. Simply I include hash include Vishnu.h. Now what happened? All these declarations which is available in Vishnu.h will be included in your program. Then these function declarations also available in this header file. Getting my point? So now this time observe ccc space code2.c /a.out. This time no error or no warnings. Getting my point? Yes or no? So what is the conclusion? Header file contains declarations of variables, macros, and functions. Once if you declare that declarations in header file, you can include that header file in any program, in code1.c, code2.c, code3.c. You need not to declare it again and again. See, if you are not using header file, consider you are not using header file, then you are using code1.c. In code1.c, you have to declare it explicitly. In code3.c also you have to declare it. In code 4, how many codes you are writing, you have to declare those variables. But if you are using header file, once you declare in header file, simply you can include that header file by writing Vishnu.h in your program. Then all the declarations will be included simply. See here in code2.c, shall I print salary and marks? I'm asking question. In code2.c, shall I print salary and marks? Am I declared salary and marks in my program? Not declared in my program, but in Vishnu.h, salary and marks is available. So that is included here. So that's why, shall I print salary and marks now? Yes, because that is available in Vishnu.h. Simply printf %t space %t /n comma salary comma marks. So salary and marks will be printed or not? Yes, printed because salary and marks is declared in Vishnu.h header file. I hope clear. Now execute this. Just a minute. The salary is correct. Okay, I wrote spelling wrong here. Salary spelling is wrong. But in Vishnu.h header file, SCALARY I wrote. But here, SCALARAY. That's why it is giving error. See now, no error. Clear? So why we need header file means in header file we can store the declarations of variables, macros, and functions. Right? Okay. Now we'll discuss predefined header files. Means hash include stdio.h. So what hash include stdio.h contains? Same like this, like Vishnu.h only. It is contain declarations of variables, macros, and functions. But predefined variables, predefined macros, and predefined functions ka declarations are available in stdio.h header file. That is predefined. This is user defined. So stdio.h is also one header file. So what it contains? Variables, macros. We'll discuss predefined variables and macros in advanced concepts. As of now, we'll discuss predefined functions. So what stdio.h contains? Printf declaration, scanf declaration, getchar declaration, putchar declarations. Just like this, how we declare now, just like that only, stdio.h contains predefined function declarations, predefined variables and macros. If you are using printf means definitely you have to declare printf. If you are using scanf means definitely you have to declare scanf. Yes or no? Whatever the function you are using, you have to declare that. Or you can simply include this header file. So all these declarations are automatically included. See here. Vi space, let's take code5.c. So here, I'm not writing hash include stdio.h. Simply I'm writing int main function printf hello. So which function I'm using? Printf function. Printf is also function. Printf is a predefined function. Main is not a predefined function. Main is user defined function. But printf is predefined function. Getting my point? Okay. Now, if you are using printf means definitely you have to declare printf. Otherwise it will throw warning or errors. See, cc space code5.c. It's throwing warning. So what you have to do? You have to declare printf. Do you know printf declaration? You don't know because printf, scanf, all the declarations are available in stdio.h. Sir, what exactly the printf declaration is? See, simply what I am doing here. If you don't want to include stdio.h, see, stdio.h or any header file is not must. See, if you if you declare that functions, then no need of using the header file. See, int printf, I'm declaring printf function, printf constant char star comma space dot. So I'm declaring the printf. Where this printf declaration is available? This printf declaration is available in stdio.h. If you don't want to include stdio.h, simply you can declare the printf. Now see, cc space code5.c. No error. Getting my point? Similarly, consider you are taking some variable int a semicolon and scanf, where scanf declaration is available. Scanf declaration is also available in stdio.h header file. Okay, so scanf %t weighted commas close comma ampersand of a. So I'm reading the variable. If you are using scanf, means you need to declare scanf here. So int scanf constant char star comma space dot. This is the declaration of scanf. Okay, cc space code5.c /a.out. No error. So it is reading, waiting for input. If you give 6, then it will print hello. Getting my point? If you are using getchar in your program, then you need to declare getchar. If you are using putchar, you need to include putchar. Simply don't take that much headache. Simply include the header file. Hash include. So this is predefined functions. So for predefined functions, you need to use hash include. You need to use Angular braces stdio.h. Hash include stdio.h. Okay. So no error working, because this stdio.h header file contains all these declarations. Simply include that header file. Okay, now next. And one more thing here. Sir, can I use double quotes for a predefined header file? Yes or no? This is the meaning of predefined path. Sorry, double quotes means user defined path. Angular braces means predefined path. You are informing such header file in user defined path. Double quotes means user defined path. So is it working or not? cc space code5.c. Yeah, it is working, because whenever you give double quotes, it will check the file stdio.h is available in user defined or not. If it is not available, it will check later in predefined path. Anyway, in predefined path, the stdio.h is available. So this content will be included. Again, if you are using Angular braces, means it will check only in predefined path. If you are using double quotations, means it will check both in predefined path and user defined path. Getting my point? So anyway, this stdio.h is available in predefined path. Whenever you are using double quotes, first it will check, of course, in user defined path, because double quotes indicates user defined path. But if the stdio.h is not available in user defined path, it will check in predefined path. Getting my point? But you should not give Angular braces for predefined path. You should not give Angular braces for User defined path means for Vishnu.h you should not give. See, there is a header file hash include Vishnu.h, which is user defined. You should not give angular braces for user defined one. You may give double quotes for predefined one. Sir, why sir? Because whenever you give angular braces, it will check only in predefined path. In predefined path, Vishnu.h is not available. And it is not going to check in user defined path. If you are giving angular braces, if you are giving double quotes, it will check both in user defined path and predefined path. So this will give you error. Vishnu.h should be in double quotes. Okay, na? Vishnu.h will be in double quotes, definitely. It should not be in angular brace. But predefined path, stdio.h should be in both in both double quotes and angular braces. I hope clear this much. Okay. Next, sir, shall we open? See, shall I open Vishnu.h header file? I only wrote Vishnu.h header file. Okay, I will open. Yeah, I will open Vishnu.h header file. Sir, shall we open stdio.h header file, sir? You opened user defined header file Vishnu.h. So shall I open stdio.h predefined header file? Yes, you can use, but I not written this head declarations. Who wrote this printf declaration, scanf declaration, getchar, putchar declarations in stdio.h header file means compiler designers. Compiler designers wrote this, all these declarations. Is it possible to open that file? Yes, there is a command vim space /user /include stdio.h. We're opening stdio.h. See how many declarations are available. See, all these are declarations in this file. This is just like Vishnu.h file. In Vishnu.h file, I declared all variables, macros, and functions. But here, this is stdio.h file. The compiler designers already declared all these functions. Simply, you can include. See how many functions are there. See here, here printf, sprintf, scanf, everything will be available here. See here scanf. Here scanf is available. So all these are the declarations of macros, variables, and functions. Predefined or user defined? Predefined. Predefined. So where it is available in stdio.h header file. Who wrote these declarations? Compiler designers. That's why it is predefined. So to include this, what we have to use? You have to use angular brace for predefined. You may use double quotes also for predefined. But for user defined Vishnu.h, you have to use only double quotes. If you use angular braces means angular braces indicates it will check only in predefined path. Getting my point? So not only stdio.h, so many predefined header files are there. String.h, stdio.h, stdlib.h. We'll discuss later. See here, instead of stdio.h, if I give string.h, then what happened? So these are string.h functions ka declarations. Okay. So I hope clear. So see, all topics covered or not. What is declaration? Declaration means we need to declare variables, macros, and functions. Why we need to declare? Because with the help of declarations only, compiler will decide how many bytes should be allocated. So compiler will generate one table like for this variable, this many bytes, for this variable, this many bytes. Like that, compiler will generate one table. Who will utilize that table? OS will utilize that table at runtime to allocate the memory. Okay, now? Okay, so variable declarations, function declarations, and macro declarations also we have seen, right? Why we need all these declarations? Why we need all these declarations means I already told, na. So compiler will decide how many bytes should allocate with the help of declarations only. If you are not giving declarations, compiler will not decide how many bytes should be allocated. Next, what is header file and need of header file? What is header file? Header file contains declarations of variables, macros, and functions that may be predefined and user defined. If it is predefined, then you have to use angular brace to include. If it is user defined, you have to use double quotations. Okay, now? So what is header file and a need of header file? What is the need of header file? So if you declare the variables or functions or macros in a header file, you can use that declarations in multiple files. No need to declare it again and again. Simply you have to include that header file. Is header files are must to use? Not necessary. So why not necessary? Because if you don't want to use header file, simply write that declarations explicitly. Previously I wrote na printf and scanf declaration I wrote. So when I wrote printf and scanf declaration, then there is no need of header files. What are macros? What are macros? Has defined age 25, has defined marks 100. All these are treated as a macros, right? What are the advantages of using macros? What are the advantages of using macros means? No wastage of memory. Very important point. No wastage of memory. Because whenever you write macros like has defined age 25, simply wherever you use age, that age will be replaced with 25. It is age is not a variable. So if it is not a variable, there is no memory allocated for this. Simply wherever age will be written in your program, simply 25 will be replacement. So here replacement is happening. There is no memory allocation for age because age is not a variable for memory allocation. Getting my point? That's why by using macros, what is the advantage? No wastage of memory. Memory is not required for this. Okay. I hope this much is clear. In next class, we'll discuss about compilation stages and very important point. What is the importance of main function? Why we have to start programming from main only? Why? This is very interesting. That we will discuss in next class. Okay. Thank you.